Hi there. Oops, it's Starlight Rainbow Eagle, your transgender twin flame. I'm going to make a short video about the situation that the Cameron County Sheriff's put me into 2 weeks ago, and over the past months a guy had told a lie to his boss that me and 2 other men who they saw me speak to at the pavilion were sleeping in the pavilion, and that the guy who ran the pavilion, Virgilio, and the police allowed me to sleep there with them, which I've never slept there. I've never slept anywhere except in a motel or my camp. I went to his boss and asked for his name and him to be fired. That's Julio, who works on the beach. He's a permanent employee for the Cameron County Parks. He called the police. His boss told him to call the police because I said I wanted the guy fired. So that's the boss. I'm not sure what his name is. He's a blonde-haired guy. I've heard he's German. He's a big guy, and he drives a red truck, and he comes out to the pavilion all the time. And he was there the morning that and then there was a con man who tried to bug me a couple of months ago, and I had Virgilio call the police for me. And then there was a guy yesterday who came, who I know. I've spoken to him on the beach, but he's just basically a common thief and a crackhead. And he came up there and started bugging me, and he wanted my knife that I eat with to pick off a scab off of his foot, where something had crawled into it. I don't know what it was. I told him, no, I'm not going to do it. He started telling me how I don't help nobody, this and that. I said, get away from me. I'd already planned to do that 3 weeks before, or a couple of weeks before. And he would not leave me alone, and he turned to me as if he was going to attack me. And I started yelling for help. And then he backed off, because these predators, they don't know what to do when you stop them, and they usually will attack you in a place that's private. So I was lucky I was in a public place when he caught me there. And I went down and asked the attendant to call the police for me then, and the cop got there and said he was going to trespass me from the park, which owns practically the entire beach of South San Padre Island. I can't walk on the beach. I can't access water. That's the only water within a 2-mile walk. That's an emergency shelter, and the police denied me water there. And his officer came and backed him up, and I asked them each 9 times not to do it, and that it was discrimination, and if they were really going to do it. 9 times each. That's 18 times. And believe me, I protested more than that. And they said I was washing clothes, because the same guy who'd been calling and said I was sleeping up there in the pavilion, his name is Luis, and he works for the Cameron County Parks Department. He's a temporary employee that picks up trash out. Now, I'm particularly naming these guys because they're the ones involved. There's other police involved in this because they have an unspoken policy. So they identified me as homeless, which I never explained to them, although I told them I was a Buddhist priest and a minister. I never had time to explain to them that I took a vow not to be a mundane homeowner, not to work mundane jobs. I came out here to heal this place, sent here by the Spirit. And this is my first vacation in 15 years. I'm 61 years old. I just retired 2 years ago, and I've had nothing but problems. I was robbed of everything I had saved. Everything. $51,000 in my business. And I took my vows as a Buddhist priest to live off of what's given freely to me. And I have for well over a year. And I live outside, and I enjoy living outside, and that's why I came here, because on the website it says you can camp anywhere north of that beach access right over there. Well, they don't have any information here in the park or anywhere else. There's no one there to tell you anything. They don't even know where you can camp and what the rules are. But I can tell you this, washing your clothes in the pavilion is not against the law. I'm a backpacker. And if I can't wash out my clothes, then what, do they discriminate against backpackers? There's no rule against it. And you cannot go up there during the day without seeing people who've bathed, washed their suits out, and hung them up to dry on the furniture up there. It's not possible. And if there's people there. And so I said, well, go up there and look, because in fact I didn't wash clothes. I had washed clothes there before, but it's been like 2 months. I bathe in the morning and I shower off and rinse off whatever clothes I have with me. You know, I might rinse off a pair of underwear or something. And they were up there, so I said, well, come look, you can see I didn't wash clothes. He goes, no. He goes, are there clothes up there? I said, yeah, I put my bathing suit. He goes, I don't have to look. So he had already decided, talk about prejudice, he'd already decided that he's going to trespass me before he saw any evidence. And he said, I've had to deal with you over and over and over. Well, I guess they don't like doing their job. I'm a transgender woman. I exposed a con man, a predator, and basically an insane guy. That guy that had been calling the police on me, I'm pretty sure that he's the one that crapped all over one of their bathrooms 2 days in a row, because I saw him go in there. And I've had people do things like that to around where I used to hang out to make it look like I did something. And the people knew me. They're like, no, we know you wouldn't do something like that. You know, these cops, they didn't give a damn. They didn't care that I'm a senior, walking 2 miles from water. They denied me water with half a cup of water, and I tried to walk to the water. And I got part way down there, and I didn't know where that other guy had gone or anything. And I was suffering from sunburn and heat exhaustion. And I had to turn back. I had some water at my tent, and I had to ignore their order for 3 days before I could get water. And you can see, those days was a lot hotter than this. And I'm actually got a little bit of heat exhaustion going right now. And it's been in the 90s every day. And 2 weeks now I've been wanting to get down there and talk to officials. And I just don't have the energy. I didn't even know it was the weekend. And here's the weekend again. It's Sunday. And I didn't want to go in there looking like some dragged out person out of the gutter, which is exactly what they expect every time they say homeless. People say homeless. And if you don't look like you're dying, they're like, oh, well, you got nice shoes on. Liar. That's the way people have I've seen people say that to a woman who's been homeless for 4 years. Because she's mentally ill or whatever. No one helps her. You know, these organizations don't help her. If you can't make use of the help, they give up on you. They say it's your fault too. Absolutely. And because I've experienced it. And I wouldn't live in those places they say they will get for people. I just won't do it. And the fact is now, the cops have an unspoken policy that if they identify someone as homeless and they get in an altercation, they trespass both of them. Well, that's what they did. I don't know if they trespassed the other guy, but I wanted to make a police report. This cop didn't even ask me if I wanted to make a police report. He didn't care. He made me leave the premises and leave the property over there. I had to leave my tent and some of my things. And believe you me, I didn't clean up the trash, which I would have done. You know, and some of my things are still hidden in the dunes 2 weeks later. I only got 20% of my things at best over here, my emergency tent and a couple of covers to shade with, and I've been worn out and heat exhausted and sunburned every single day. You can sit in the shade here right now, and I'm getting sunburned as we sit here. I can feel the heat just radiating off of the grass in front of me here. And I've had to go in the sun because the wind has shifted. I've had a hard time with my thing to keep shade. I've just got a little spot of shade here. And and my food I have to throw away all the time. That's a full thing of mayonnaise. I bought it yesterday. I got to use it 4 times and it got in the sun, and that's it. It's no good anymore. It'll give me food poisoning. But, I just wanted to make this video to explain what happened. And these cops, man, they don't realize, they just don't care. They drive in air-conditioned trucks. They won't get out of them unless they absolutely have to. And if you make them get out of them, that's a mark against you. So what they did, they not only denied me water, this guy, he was a stalker type for sure. But I think he cares more about cracking because he can't stay here anymore. He's left. But those first couple of days, he was probably still around. And if he wanted to attack me, what did the police do? Just what they do to every woman. Blame the woman, right? What am I? Am I a priest or am I a prostitute? Because I dress in women's clothes, does that make me a prostitute? It's just one of those Me Too kind of things, because it's as if, okay, well, it's, that's just a guy who wants whatever. No, he turned to attack me. He turned to attack me. And they didn't let me make a police report. And not only that, but they trespassed me from the only place, knowing I didn't have a phone, knowing I'm a senior, knowing I don't have any water, knowing I'm 2 miles from camp, knowing that I can't get my stuff off of the property because I told them. I told them I couldn't do it in the heat. And I asked them what I had done, and all they could say is I washed clothes, which I've seen people wash clothes there. The police have seen them, and they didn't do anything to them. And that guy flipped the trash out of the can and washed them in the trash can right up there and everybody. And they didn't say anything to him. And that's the guy who tried to attack me. I'm telling you, he would have attacked me, man, because I've been attacked by predators before, and I know that look when they turn to you, when you dead stop them. And you tell them the thing they don't want to hear, that you're not going to deal with them, and they're full of shit and to fuck off. He turned at me like this, like he was coming at me, and then he realized where he was. So they turned me away from the only protection I had. Because right now I don't have phone service. And you can see the cars drive out there. If I went out there waving at cars, do you think anybody would stop for me? Maybe hitchhiking, but not if it was an emergency and I'm all waving my hands and shit. They'd probably be like, oh, hell no, I'd be running off scared. So I can't call the police. I don't have anywhere to go for protection. I don't have anywhere to go for cover from the sun. And I came here as a retired person on an extended vacation. Again, the first one in 15 years. And just because I live meagerly, I've still spent around $5,000 in this town since I got here. And I beachcomb for my clothes. I get fruits, food, things like that. Maybe not $5,000. Well, yeah. Well, $3,000 or $4,000 since I've been. I live basically off of food stamps and get whatever else I need. People give me money or I find it. I ask the angels, and I follow God and I stand in my integrity. If you group everyone that you think you don't like as being not worthy of being here, then what are we? We're back in Nazi Germany. You might as well just put everybody in concentration camp. In fact, we might as well just press the button and shoot the nuclear bombs off, because this is the kind of thing that would lead to war. How do you stop somebody from getting water? The reality is, and in Texas, a ranger, someone who's called a ranger, he doesn't know that people need water. And in Texas, imagine how many people died who tried to get between somebody and water. Think about it. And the stupidity of someone who tries to do something like that. If you're in the desert and you're between somebody and water, you basically just signed your fucking death warrant. I mean, what can you say? if it's you or me, what does it come down to? You think I'm gonna sit out here and turn to bones and drive in the goddamn desert? Honestly, I've given up deadly violence, so I wouldn't do it, and I can walk it. I'm still cheerful about the whole thing, but the stupidity of these guys, and to say they're Rangers, they're not even wannabe Cub Scouts. And anyway, I'm going down here tomorrow. I'm thinking the police, the Chamber of Commerce, and then they have their own police force. I doubt that they even have jurisdiction over them, either of those people, because I know there's a row in San Padre because these guys run their own place out here, and they make their own laws, literally, because they're not enforcing the ones that are on the books. None of them. They don't care how long you camp here, nothing. But if you call them and they gotta get out of their air-conditioned truck, oh shit, dude, you just caused them a big fucking problem. They're gonna hate you. They're gonna find a reason to hate you. You make them get out of their truck twice, 3 times. Oh no, that's sweat time. Can't have that when you're a Ranger, I mean, it's so absurd. And this is our nation, these are the kind of people that run our law enforcement and shit. I can't speak against every police officer or anything. I used to hate police. And I've met people out here who hated them a lot worse than I ever did. Some of these cartel guys, man, I've talked to a few of them out here. They ain't afraid to tell you they work for the cartel and shit. This is occupied Mexico here. It's Brownsville, Texas, man. These cops probably got relatives in the cartel. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not with or against anyone. I'm here to heal this. Believe you me, it makes me angry. Believe you me, I've had to do some releasing over this. But I wanted to get the story out there. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I don't want to start rambling too much. Anyway, bless you. I come from the light. That's that which has arisen naturally from within. And I represent the love of the Creator here on planet Earth that is inside you, and every creature and every blade of grass on the planet. Bless you, Namaste. I am the starlight, Rainbow Eagle, and I love you.